Good morning. If you guys can't tell, I'm a morning person. But really, I do love just doing yoga in the morning in general, so that's why these yoga videos are coming to you in the morning. It's just a really great way to start today, kind of like we were saying in that morning ritual video. Today, I wanted to do a class devoted to the chakra system. So, starting with the root going up to the crown, we're going to do a few poses on each chakra to help balance your system and to really just help get the chakra system moving, all that energy starting to move around for the start of your day. And this also gives you an idea of how you can really start to build a personal practice and a personal healing practice around the chakra system. And let's say you're working on, a lot of us are working on our sacral, me included. You can really build yourself a routine around that sacral chakra, even with yoga. I think sometimes yoga gets forgotten. We know what's good for us, we know it helps balance us, but we're not really, not all of us are really aware how it can help clear up the chakra system. So that's kind of why I wanted to give you a little taste of this today. So each chakra will have about 1 or 2 moves, and then we'll move on to the next one. Anybody can do this practice. It's all laying, sitting down, very grounded. And the only thing that you might want to have is, like, I have my yoga block here. If you don't have a yoga block, you could just get like a book, a nice thick book or two, and have that nearby. But most people, they can find something if they don't have a yoga block. But that is literally the only thing. My mat, or even, a blanket on the ground will do. And that's it. We'll get started. And I'm curious too, I'll ask you this again later. I'm curious to see what chakras you guys are working on. So you can comment that in the comments. What chakra you guys are kind of focusing on lately, and what you're trying to open up and, get the energy back flowing. So let me know that. But either way, we'll begin. So I'm going to come back here onto the mat. Oh, sorry. I have my little, I have a little Reiki box with crystals on it. They just kind of all went flying. Kind of what it looks like. So I have these little crystals all on top of this box, and I kind of knocked them off, but it's a Reiki box. So I have an intention set in this box, and I give it Reiki every day. So it's something personal for me. But off track, coming back to the mat, we are going to start laying down. So just laying down onto the mat. Hopefully you guys can see me enough. I think you can, but let me just kind of bring you down a little bit more. Okay. So laying down on our mat. So for some, it might feel okay to have the feet, legs long, splayed out. If that doesn't feel so great on the lower back, place your feet on the mat. Palms facing down into the ground. And start to take a few breaths. Big deep breaths in and out of the body, getting settled for yoga. And right away, I want us to feel a connection with the earth and the grounding energy. So feeling that connection, the hands, the feet, and the tailbone have with the earth. And with these few deep breaths, thinking about taking in some nice, deep, grounding earth energy. In through the feet, the tailbone, and the hands, which immediately connects us to our root chakra. At the base of the spine, our tailbone. So connecting into that first chakra with a few deep breaths. Now we're going to come into tree pose laying down. So we're going to remain laying down, extending the right foot out long, and then we're going to take our left foot and plug it into either the thigh, the calf, wherever it wants to go on the leg, and letting the knee splay out. So a lot of us are familiar with tree pose and tree pose standing up. This is just an even more grounded version of this pose, because we're laying on the earth, kind of getting that imagery of a nice, strong, tall tree. Which has its roots growing down into the earth. And while we're in these poses, I want us to focus on the chakra that we're working on. So here we're working on our root chakra. Let's switch the legs. So left leg out long, right leg in. Long leg, the foot is flexed up towards the ceiling. We can even put our hands on our root chakra to help us connect to that space even more. So really low, kind of right above the pubic bone. Thinking about our root chakra, glowing this nice red color, and seeing that color expand from the point where our hands are. So continuing with nice deep breaths, relaxing the body, feeling the root. And then with your next inhale, you're going to gather both of your knees into your chest for Vipassana. And so now we're not only working on our root chakra, we're coming into the second and third chakra as well. So imagine that your tailbone is coming down, gluing down into the mat. So we're gluing that root chakra into the mat while we have our knees bent and in towards the chest. We're starting to stimulate the sacral and the solar plexus chakra. So now we're starting to move up. So you're free to rock and roll here. If you just want to remain still, thinking about rooting that tailbone down, that's fine. Just a few deep breaths. And then from here, moving on to that sacral chakra, we'll start to put the feet here onto the mat, about hip distance. Hands coming out to a T. And let's take our awareness up to the sacral chakra. So right underneath the belly button, right here. And that color is orange. So start to see that nice orange, vibrant color glow. Drop the knees off to the left and switch your gaze over to the right. And just take a few long, deep breaths there. Feeling the hips starting to stretch out. Then inhale, lift the knees. Exhale, drop them over and switch the gaze. Now starting to lift the knees and start to straighten them out a tad. So I want there to be a little micro bend to the knees. I want the hands to the sides. We're going to start to roll up. So engage your core muscles. So starting to work up a little bit, engage the core muscles. Slowly start to lift chin to chest and roll all the way up. Keeping a little bend to the knees and fold forward. So we have this little compression right here at the sacral. And again, we're starting to kind of move up into the solar plexus as well as we do this. So just leaning forward. There's no need to have to rush down to the feet by any means today. Just a nice gentle forward fold. Continue envisioning that sacral chakra opening and expanding as we breathe through this. And I really want deep breaths in this practice because we are working with the chakra system and we are working on releasing energy. We want to keep on bringing new energy in and exhaling old energy coming out. So it's essential to breathe deeply here. And then the next inhale, start lifting yourself up. And we'll come into a seated position like this. I'm going to adjust the camera so you can see. So you can see me again. Okay. So now we're here. Cross-legged position or whatever position works for you where you can sit up. I'm a little partial to the sacral chakra today. This is the only one that's getting about 3. We're going to do a mudra. So we're going to take our left hand, place it right at that sacral, and then take the right hand and place it right inside the left. And then the thumbs will touch. So it's like we're creating a little cup at the sacral chakra. Close your eyes. Feel that connection your hand has with the sacral. And notice if you're gripping any muscles down by the sacral. If you're gripping your pelvic floor, try and release that. And imagine this cup being filled up with nice, bright, orange, creative energy, prana energy, life force energy. All these nice things, feeling at home in our body and being proud of who we are. See it being filled up and expand 360 around the body with this nice orange glow. And take a deep breath into it. Exhale, release the hands. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Now we're going to start to come into the solar plexus. So moving our awareness to the solar plexus, which is right above the belly button and below the sternum. So right here, feel that connection. Put your hands there and engage that core. Engage the solar plexus muscles. Squeeze them. Starting to build the fire here. So we're going to come into boat pose. So first I just kind of want you on the tippy tips of your toes. Hands are coming underneath your thighs for support. And engage the core. Nice long back. Straight back. And if you feel like you have a little bit more, maybe you start to play with lifting the feet up. And if you're feeling okay and strong, you can lift both feet up into boat pose, either keeping the hands here or bringing the hands out. Now, if you're in one of these poses and you start to slump down, that's kind of a cue to come back. Okay, so I'm going to stay right here because I'm feeling good and challenged as I'm talking to you guys while doing this too. Again, remember those nice deep breaths in and out. Starting to feel that solar plexus really fire up. Feeling the fire, the internal fire building here. Nice long back. One more inhale. Exhale. Awesome. Release the feet. A little bend to the feet as we roll down. Down to the mat. And continuing our work with our solar plexus, we're going to inhale right knee to the chest. Exhale, release. Inhale, left in. Pressing it on that belly. Exhale, release. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. 1 more round. Inhale, give it a squeeze. Exhale, release. Inhale. And exhale. Starting to move up to the heart chakra with this next one. Just go ahead and flip over towards the belly. We're going to work into cobra. Whoop. Don't have a lot of space here. You're going to get your feet should ideally be lengthened out the back. Maybe I can move up a little bit. There we go. Move off my mat slightly. Okay, so your feet are long, toes are on the mat, and you're going to just lift yourself up onto the forearms here. So you're resting on your forearms. So we're stretching out that solar plexus and we're lifting the heart up out of the shoulders. So we're not sinking in. We're lifting, pressing into the forearms, lifting our heart. So we're stretching that solar plexus area, that abdomen area, and lifting the heart up and letting it shine. Take a big deep breath into that heart space. Fingertips are spread wide and planting down into the mat. So we're in Sphinx pose here. And then releasing the hands down towards the chest, pressing ourselves up. And let's just come into a quick little cow pose. So just rounding the back for a minute, pressing into the mat on all fours. Do a little tail wag if that feels good. Just a little counter pose from the ab work and the Sphinx. And then returning to seated position. Okay. Continuing at our heart, bring your hands at prayer. Bringing them together at the heart center. Then bring them forward. Inhale them forward. And it's kind of like your palms are facing up, like you're serving a platter. And then inhaling, let's bring the arms out. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, right hand underneath the left. Give yourself a hug and look in. A little self-love, appreciation. Inhale, hands come wide. Open the heart, show it off. Let it shine, let it expand. Exhale, a little self-love. Switching hands, left underneath the right now. And do that 2 more times. So inhale, let the heart sing. Exhale, bring it in home. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring it in. And returning the hands to the heart center. Feel that nice, warm, green glow. And let it expand. And now, working again on our way up, we're going to bring our hands to the nape of our neck, gaze down, elbows in. And then inhale, start to lift the chest. So let the heart chakra sing here. But also we're working into our throat because we're exposing our throat, and let that smile up towards the ceiling or the sun. Exhaling in, coiling in. Inhale, lifting throat and chest up. Expanding, elbows are trying to pull back. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. And then return, hands down. And we're going to move into bee breath. So we're really going to stimulate this throat chakra with this one. So let me get a little bit closer. Maybe you'll be able to hear me a little bit better. So first we just take a deep cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and hum. So mouth is closed. Kind of like a little buzzing bee. So we'll do that a few times. Inhale. Exhale and hum. As you're doing this, you can start to feel that throat chakra tingle and see the blue coming out and expanding from that space. Inhale. Exhale, hum. One more, inhale. And hum. Cool. Love the humming. I like to do that one when I'm feeling a little nervous and like just before I have to speak in front of the crowd and I'm like, oh, my throat chakra's tightening up. I do that one. That one really helps. Now we're going to come and start working into that third eye, and we're going to do child's pose. And I love child's pose. It's my favorite yoga pose because A, you can use this as a root chakra one too. So grounding, but also you can use it to stimulate the third eye. So I love child's pose. That's where we're going next. This is where your block might come in handy. So I'll set up child's pose here for you. So you start on all fours. You're going to bring your big toes together, and exhale, you're going to bring the hips back. Now ideally the crown of the head is coming down and touching the mat as the hands roll forward. Now that's not accessible to everyone. So this is where the block could come in. Your head can come down and meet the forehead onto the block. And the idea is just to roll that third eye down onto the block or to the mat as we're in child's pose. So exhaling down, crown of the head coming down. And then rolling the third eye, massaging it onto the block. And that feels so good. If you have like any sinus problems going on, a little bit of kind of allergies this time of year, this is going to feel so good on that spot. Inhale and start to rise. Move the block out of the way. That is such my favorite. Anyways, coming back to a nice seated position. Still working on the third eye. Close your eyes, bring your hands together and start rubbing them together really, really fast. You're going to start feeling that energy from the nadis, which are like the chakras in your hands. Start to turn on. You're going to feel that heat in the hands. Keep rubbing, really make it warm, energetic. With your eyes closed, place the hands over the eyes. Ooh, and let that warmth kind of trickle down. Trickle into that third eye and the eyes. And let that energy spark that third eye. Then removing the hands, gently opening the eyes, and moving up to the crown. So, move my block out of the way. From here, we're just going to spread the hands out wide. Inhale, bring the hands up, and kind of like we're just placing a crown on the head, taking the hands down right over the head where the crown chakra is. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, gathering energy, and exhale, placing it right onto the crown chakra. We'll do that one more time. So hands up, hands down. Inhaling up. Hands coming right over the crown and then meeting back down towards heart center where we will do a mudra for the crown chakra. So everything, we're going to take our hands, I'll come a little closer. We're going to take our hands and we're going to fold everything over except our ring finger. So ring fingers are touching and the thumbs are going to be touching as well. We're going to have our right thumb over our left thumb. So right thumb over left, everything overlapping, and then our ring fingers are touching and pointing up. So this is a mudra to spark the crown chakra, get energy flowing in that area. So hands are just kind of gently resting at your sides and a little bit away from the body. So go ahead and close the eyes. Feel that little spark that this mudra has created. The energy flow coming up to the crown of the head. And you can see this crown chakra swirling in a clockwise direction in this beautiful violet-like color and expanding up towards the cosmos. So taking time to connect with the crown. Now, we've done all our chakras, root to crown. Let's bring our hands at our knees or just whatever is a comfortable place for your hands now. And return to a few deep breaths. And I want you to envision your breath as a little ball of light. And starting from the tailbone, you see this light. As you inhale, it's coming up the chakra system, all the way to the crown of the head, circling and exhaling, it comes back down to the root. So inhaling this little ball of light, inhale up the spine, through the chakra system, and then exhale, send this little ball of light down back to the root. And continue envisioning this spark of light moving through the chakra system, free flowing of any blockages. Inhaling this little light energy up and exhaling it down. Bringing the hands to the heart center. I hope this helped you in some way today. Thank you for practicing yoga with me. Namaste. And again, guys, I would love to hear your feedback on this. So if you felt like, you know, I'm really working on the root chakra, put that in the comments, you know, or maybe like, oh, I was working on my root chakra, but I really felt something when we did that solar plexus move. So just tell me your feedback and what you think, if anything really stood out to you, or kind of what chakras you're working on. Put that in the comments. And if you guys have not gotten that free meditation from me, it's up at the top of the pin post. I want you to get that. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep it on there for. So just, if you haven't gotten it, go get it. It's free. It's 3 meditations with me. So why not, right? Again, thank you so much for being here. I love teaching and practicing and helping heal our energies. So that's great. Thank you so much, and we will see you again. Have a wonderful